This apparently is Mike Lydon. Now, he was working here at Channel 2 supposedly when I first started in the early 70s. But when I first got here, there was no Mike Lydon.
Mike started his career at KTVU in June of 1968 after graduating from San Francisco State University. Within a few months, he joined the Navy and was assigned to the USS Oriskany as the radio and TV station manager. He loved seafaring life and quickly adjusted to the motion of the waves, becoming so successful at it that when he was stationed in Japan, he couldn't get the motion of the waves out of his system. This was to become a lifelong problem. While adjusting to the rigors of life on land, Mike was the program director for the Navy's Far East TV and radio network at Wakanai Air Station, where he worked with the latest high-tech equipment.
Good morning, Japan. This is Navy journalist Mike Lydon with Wakanai Calling. Here's Simon and Garfunkel. Celia, you're breaking my heart. You're shaking my...
It was in Japan that Mike acquired his famous driving spirit that his co-workers would marvel at. His go-go-go attitude impressed his fellow sailors. And his ability to blow soap bubbles became legendary.
Simon and Garfunkel from their latest album, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Cecilia.
The men often showed their respect for their fearless leader.
The beat goes on.
Especially after they had quite a few liters of beer.
The Italian Asphalt and Pavement Company, check yourself.
But after his 4 years of service to his country were done, Mike returned to KTVU and began his career in earnest.
One day, out of the blue, this Mike Lydon shows up. And all of a sudden, there's noise and fun. He's talking about going skiing and having accidents and talking about dogs. And now, after how many years, he's gone again? Is there really a Mike Lydon? I'm not sure. He's gone. I'm still here.
Testing. I'm Donald Trump. You're fired.
No. You're great on camera. You're great. You're great. Great. It would be so great. It's so great.
Now that I've been here nearly 20 years, and so I'm a mere child compared to Mike, he has always been really good about teaching me how to operate a VCR. You know, because this is a talent that I have never acquired. Because after all, what I do is look up ratings in here, and he doesn't do spreadsheets or anything like that. So it's all about how to operate a VCR.
You know, it's been fun working in program services. Hey, but Doug, has it always been called program services?
No, once upon a time, James, it was called the film department. And we transitioned to be called the program services department. Mike, you want to share that story?
Well, yeah, you know, we decided that we had to change our name because it was very important to be more than just the film department, so you guys should check this out.
Children, Sunday at 9 on Channel 2. True Colors moves to Thursdays at 8:30 on Channel 2.
Hey, fuck you, pussy punk! Holy shit! No! Oh, Brent. Watch it, melon farmer. Flip you, you punk! All right.
Fantastic. It works.
I
It's
think
terrific.
so. What do you think?
I think you saved the picture.
Okay, we're through.
I have a picture, I don't know what happened to it, he probably has it at home, when he went to lunch with the Solid Gold Dancers.
Oh,
You-
right,
you remember that?
Yeah,
Robert?
I remember that. Mike's always had this really, interesting office. What do you think about it, James?
Well, I think it's a nice office, but I don't know. Let's ask Doug, see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's a great office, but there was one time when it was really cool. That was when he was leaving on vacation for 2 weeks, and we had this guy in our office named James Wong. So when Mike realized that James and I would be taking care of the department for 2 weeks, he said, "Oh, great. When I come back to my office, it's going to look like Chinatown."
Oh, good Lord. What? They turned it in. Oh my God, what's in my office?
First of all, the elegant Chinese ancient lamps. We got it at dollar store in Chinatown. 10 cents each. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 60 cents we spent for you. Now count that. 60 cents.
We got the size for you. How are you?
Mike Lydon. What can I say about Mike Lydon? The fact that when I'd be coming down there to have a tape done, he kind of was never in his office. In fact, I've been here a long time. He's very rarely in his office. But when he was there, he was really a great guy, and I want to thank Mike, or is it Doug, for getting my work done. So, Mike, we're going to miss you. Sorry to see you go, but you're on to bigger and better things.
Well, Mike, I just want to say that I am really going to miss you. I'll miss your humor, and I'll miss all the work that you've done for the traffic department. Have a good retirement. Take care.
You know, if I have to talk about Mike, this is not going to be good, because change is not a good thing. Change should stay in your pocket. Change is not something that we want to have around here. We want to stay rooted in the same place and keep Mike around here forever, because he's just too good at what he does.
You know, Piedmont Avenue is one of my favorite places in Oakland. In fact, the Piedmont Theater has the best popcorn that I know of in the area. Hey, but Doug, doesn't Mike Lydon live near Piedmont?
Yeah, Mike actually lives right off Piedmont Avenue, and he's grown up on Piedmont Avenue. He's an icon there. He actually was a president of the Merchants Association without being an actual merchant. What else has he done for the Piedmont, Mike?
Well, he's done some very weird things, and you'd be very surprised at what he does for that avenue.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
How did that make you want to pick up a broom?
Well, I think that, when you live in a neighborhood, you kind of have a personal investment in it as well. And, it's always been my desire, to see this avenue prosper. Some people think that I'm working off parking tickets.
Michael, it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Now you can clean up your neighborhood and don't have to rush to work. Have a good one.
I'll see you on Piedmont Avenue, though, okay? Get your broom.
It's been a pleasure knowing you. It's been a short time, but it sounds like you've had a long career with KTVU. I want to wish you lots of luck, and I'm sure I'll see you strolling around the avenue, Piedmont Avenue. Good luck.
Congratulations, Mike. I remember when you used to produce a show here at Channel 2 in the afternoons, and it was fabulous. It was early days of MTV. A lot of people didn't have cable yet. We had something called M2V, and at the time, the press release said, Mike Lydon is the hippest 40-year-old we know. So you did it. I think you did it for several years. I found some of the old clips from the show. Let's look at them now.
There's a hootenanny coming every week on ABC, starring folk music singers from the mountains to the sea. Oh, the sound of happy music will ring out loud and free. Everybody come a-running to the hootenanny.
With what's happening here is that people are thinking with what's between their legs, not with what's between their shoulders.
Hey, Mike, I heard that this guy, Mike Lydon, I don't know who he is. I felt bad. I don't know who he is, but I guess he's retiring. And it's been 34 years.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to find people who know him, you know, and to see what he really does here.
I really haven't anything to say about him. I barely know him at all.
Thanks for the memories. We're glad you came along.
And the
We
stuff that you
dedicate
do
this song
to all the girls we
memories
loved before. And Mike,
coming
who we
in
love,
and out our door.
out our door. He's going out our door.
Dedicate this
Song
We're
to
glad you came
along.
It's it all ties together. To all the Mikes we've loved before.
We're going to fall apart without you.
Yeah, we're falling apart already.
We already are.
Mike Lydon, enjoy your retirement. It was great working with you, and if you ever miss any infomercials, I have a stock right here that you can take a look at.
We've worked together for a very long time, nearly 27 years in the Program Services Department, and I wanted to come up with this great saying or humorous thing, and I just was racking my brain. I couldn't come up with anything, but I really do think you've been heart and soul of the Program Services Department, and you're going to leave this gaping hole that the rest of us, I don't think, can really fill.
Hey, you know, I've been to Mike Lydon's house, but I've never been inside. Hey, Mike, what's it like?
Oh, it's pretty cool. You know, he's lived there since he was like 2 years old, totally restored it. We've even used it for KTVU productions. It's that cool. What were they, Doug, those productions?
I think we used his radio collection, or we featured his radio collection on My 20th Century. And also, just last year, we used a push into his living room for the open of White Christmas, which was an Emmy Award-winning show. But unfortunately, Mike's house didn't get an Emmy.
Hey Mike, I wanted to let you know I found this on eBay, and I got it for $1.98, and it said only use once, Mike Lydon. So it's a great deal, and I'd be glad to sell it to you for about $3,000. Let me know, call me anytime. Have a great trip, have a great vacation, have a great retirement. See you, Mike.
You were like a father to me. Other than you didn't like Chinese food, you know, especially stuff with heads and butts on it. But, you know, I learned so much from you. I got so much support from you. I really appreciate all you've done for me, Mike, in my career at KTVU. And, you know, I'm going to miss you because now that you're gone, there's going to be a lot more work for me. And what I mean by that is that I can't just walk into your office to harass you and throw things at you. I'm going to have to go to Piedmont Avenue to harass you and throw things at you.
USS Oriskany. She was America's first post-World War II aircraft carrier, the last with a wooden flight deck, first carrier to steam past Cape Horn, and a key player in Korea and Vietnam. Now decommissioned, the Oriskany will make history again as an artificial reef 25 miles off the coast of Pensacola. It's the first naval warship to be reefed and the largest ship ever. Sinking the 32,000-ton, 880-foot ship will be no small undertaking. It's taken 11 months of work just to resolve potential pollution and safety issues.
Full fathom 5 thy ship doth lie. Of its bones are coral made. These are pearls that were its eyes. Nothing of it that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Speaking of rich and strange, back to the retirement of our hero. As we pause today to barge Mike out to sea for the reefing of his illustrious career, he receives a full salute from the entire crew, past and present, of KTVU. Aye, aye, Captain. Godspeed.
At the turn of the 20th century, good old horsepower was still a valued method of transportation. 8 short years later, in 1908, Henry Ford would take the horses out of horsepower and put 20 of them in a block of iron under the hood of his new Model T. Ford brought his motor car to the masses and reinvented America's pioneering spirit. By putting people on the road in his Tin Lizzies, he was, however, putting the cart before the road, so to speak. In 1900, there were only 144 miles of concrete paved roads in the whole country. So almost all of America's automotive journeys were, by necessity, an adventure of the back road variety. In California, one of the most challenging of those adventures came here to Yosemite, to the valley of granite domes where mountains were carved by the sculpting hands of giant glaciers. Everywhere Americans drove their Model Ts, it was a challenge, a test of their reborn spirit of independence.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song, just singing a song.